Hello, hello, and welcome. You made it. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where you are joining us from today. That's obviously good evening for me. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday and week so far. Before we start, I just want to make sure that people can see and hear us. So just let us know where you are joining us from today. That way we'll know that we are good to go. While you are doing that, let me just tell you that we have a really awesome webinar planned for you today. And in case this is the first time you're joining one of our SEO Rankings events, welcome. We host our webinars, roundtables, workshops, and onboarding days to share some insightful and actionable information with the SEO community, help you make the most of SEO Rankings tools, and hopefully give you some actionable takeaways for your that will help you boost the traffic to your website. So that sort of covers the intro. Today we are about we're going to talk about adapting to SEO industry trends, a roadmap for agencies. I will be your host for today. My name is Andrew Zaruni, and I'm part of the content marketing team over at SEO Ranking. But obviously, you are here for our wonderful guest today. I would like to welcome SEO consultant and strategist, certified SEO trainer at Pragum, Myriam Jessier. I'm hoping I got the name right. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today with us, Myriam.
I'm
I'm not
still in
every
shock.
I
You
studied French for
pronounce
years, so I know a bit. And when I heard you introduce your name at the course that you did with us, I was like, oh my God, it was so obvious that like
we
French. Awesome,
absolutely.
great. So yeah, could you please say a couple of words about yourself before we continue?
So, hello everyone. My name is Myriam Jessier. As you can probably hear it, I'm very, very French. I have been based in Canada for almost a decade, but now I'm a digital nomad throughout Europe with my sausage dog and my partner. And I'm here to talk about things that matter to you and that matter to me. They've been tried and tested, so I'm hoping that I get to be useful and honor the time you're giving us today.
Awesome. Great to have you with us. I can see in the chat that people can see and hear us. So great. Let me just say a couple of things before I hand the floor over and give the word to Myriam for the main course of today's event. Let me just tell you that throw your questions into the chat. We will yeah you throw your questions in the chat if you have any, but let me say a couple of more words about SEO Ranking. So SEO Ranking is an SEO platform that has tools for advanced marketers, for those who are they're taking their first steps, but we do our best to provide even more and more useful and useful tools and powerful actionable data for professionals, agencies who work with a lot of clients and need to handle a lot of different tasks at the same time. So yeah, and in line with the development of our tools, we have specific areas of development for digital agencies, which is basically for you guys. And for business owners, we have a lot of different reading materials that will take you from SEO zero to SEO hero. So even if you're just a one-man show, you are welcome to yeah, you can get a lot of information from Mr. Ranking and then use it to propel your site to the top of search. And also, if you're just wanna help out people on your own, if you're an SEO freelancer, we have all the tools for that for you, so that you can work with any number of clients that you need. And to further back up this claim that I said, all of this work has resulted in us having about 25,000 different companies working for us, and we're hoping that number will only grow. Yeah, we have a lot of recognition from independent experts and users for the development of our tools. And the biggest help that we get in developing our tools is when our users point out what they're missing. And this is exactly what we do to provide our clients, agencies, and SEOs with everything they need for tackling the digital marketing landscape. All right. Let me say a couple of other things in terms of the presentation. You don't have to write anything down. We will share everything with you via email. We will send out the follow-up where you have all the information in there. The only thing that I want to say is that we will have a very special bonus at the very end, so stick around and we will announce it. And in the meantime, just throw your questions into the chat. We will have a dedicated Q&A session at the very end. But if something is that can be answered in the moment, we will do our best to address that as well. Without further ado, Myriam, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to share today, along with our guests. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So, welcome everyone. I've seen some comments coming around. I see that there's quite a few people from around the world. So, it's going to be a full table. We're going to be talking about adapting to SEO industry trends, but a roadmap for agencies. So I'm not here to talk about theoreticals. I'm here to talk about the fact that you are running a business and things are changing fast. There's quite a few things that are worrying us, the economy, AI, etc. And how do we handle all of this? So that's the topic today. Let's get to it. We are here to navigate whatever comes next. I want you to feel comfortable and feel ready to take this on. And as I've said previously, my name is Myriam Jessier, and the reason why I'm here today is that about a year to a year and a half ago, I started sharing honest takes on what it's like to be an agency owner in the SEO industry. Why? Because so many posts on LinkedIn are talking about people making millions and millions of dollars. And here you are wondering, okay, great, but how do I make sure that my cash flow stays? How do I make sure that my clients are happy? How do I make sure I stay in business? And if you have people to feed because they depend on you, things get even more stressful. So that's why we're talking today. And the first bit we need to talk about is the latest developments in SEO. Yes, you've read all about it. Yes, there's been an announcement at Brighton SEO in San Diego regarding the coming year. Buckle up. But how do you integrate these warnings, these promises, these trends in your strategy as an agency owner? Well, first and foremost, you have to be aware that there's a changing landscape in SEO, but also search engines. We are at a turning point. And this means that there is going to be a paradigm shift. A paradigm is a conceptual framework. It's a model that we use to really understand or analyze our industry, how SEO works. It represents what we believe in, our values, our techniques, everything that is a foundation of what we do for a living. So if we're at this big giant turning point, what does it mean for you? It means fiercer competition and less clicks. And that's worrisome. That's worrisome because every year we say SEO is dead. Okay, cool. But 15 years on, I'm still making money. So are you. So it's not dead. There's something else going on. So you can be an agency owner that comes in different flavors. You should be asking yourself, just like an investor, are you change averse? Are you a bit afraid of taking risks? The reason why I say this is that I have a business partner who is very change averse and I'm a risk taker. So I have to negotiate with this. And when things are not going well, we tend to stick with what works. So you should be asking yourself three big questions. Okay, so this big coming thing like search generative experience, how is it going to change? How is it going to improve what I can do for my clients? How is it going to change how I provide value, but what I also think is worth money? And how is it going to, you know, shape how you think about things? So when we say this, we mean your business. How do you define your business? Do you still want to call yourself an SEO agency? Do you still want to call yourself an SEO freelancer? Do you want to have a new name because it represents better what you do? There's certain people that are focused on search experience optimization. So that's a different story. There's people who are specialized, for example, in SEO data analytics. So figure out how do the coming changes impact your business? And if the answer is, I don't know, or I don't quite see it, and nobody else does either, then maybe it's not going to affect you. So stop stressing out. If, however, it does seem stressful and people are worried about it, ask yourself these three questions before you do anything else. And these questions aren't from me, they are from a cognitive neuroscientist with a PhD, okay? So please take it for granted that this has been tried and tested by professionals. Which leads me to, are you chasing trends? What are the trends currently in the SEO world that you feel that you should be providing services for or that you should be an expert in lately? Is it SGE? Have things changed in terms of the way you think about content? What's going on for you? Is brand something that you are integrating more and more? So before you tell yourself, well, everyone is doing it, so maybe I should, here's how to evaluate things. Assess how long this is going to be able to last and what is the momentum. Okay. So, for example, mobile SEO, very important. Local SEO, even more important because we take our phones everywhere with us. We will be Googling things very, very often. You need to figure out if this momentum is going to crash. So, for example, with AI, there was a huge boom and then it's slowly tapering off. It's not crashing, but it's not the same frenzy as before. So that's the first bit. I recommend you use explodingtopics.com or other websites like this that tell you a little bit about the trends. Evaluate if this trend aligns with your goals, your needs, but also your clients' goals and needs. If they're not willing to pay for it, they may have the budget, they will not be spending it on you. Consider how your team is faring. What's the expertise? Do you need to get them more training? Do you need to schedule some time so they can actually test stuff out and run things along before you offer it to the client? Figure out how difficult is it to implement. Yes, that is important because that if it's too difficult, it gets complicated for an agency owner. And what's the benefit? Are you going to be making money? Am I spending time learning this thing for a few weeks? Am I going to be making money for years later? No? Yes? Figure this out. Monitor the early signals carefully. So, this is important. You have to keep in mind that there is a curve, an adoption curve. There are people at the very, very beginning that are pioneers. They're defining everything. They're doing the stuff that takes time. They're really cool, but they may not necessarily be making a lot of money off of this because it's complicated. The next step is the early adopters. So people that are not pioneers, but that are catching the wind. Ooh, this is going to be popular. Oh, this is going to be making money. Let me get in on that. You need to monitor the signs to figure out when is it smart to be an early adopter. Make sure you're not necessarily a pioneer if you do not have the resources, the time, the money, the people to develop that expertise right away. Okay? Because very often it's not the person who pioneers things that we remember, it's the person that makes it popular, the early adopter. And remain flexible. Be ready to adapt your offerings. Okay? This is very important. So you can integrate some elements, some trends in your current work, or you can develop a brand new service. Be flexible and be ready to slowly backtrack if that trend is just flaming out. So I'm hoping that this can help you figure out, okay, what am I selling next year? What is a trend and what is not? Remember voice SEO, vocal SEO? That used to be something that people were really strongly betting on. This is not necessarily a trend that is overtaking the industry. So, now that we have spoken about trends and what you should consider and shouldn't consider, I need to tell you about something that most people don't tell you about when you own an agency. Lead generation versus demand generation. We all talk about leads. We're like, where are you getting your leads? What's going on? What should you be doing to get leads? How does branding help you get leads? Great. But there's something fundamental about making sure that you tell people what you're doing and why it matters to them specifically. Okay? So demand generation is more at the top of the funnel. You get people paying attention to what you do, and you're telling them, hey, you know that problem that you have? I have a solution. So you're going for more of an awareness thing where lead generation is bottom of the funnel. I really want to show you how I'm the best at what I do, so you hire me. Okay. And this is very, very important because demand generation has been something that I'm very good at and it has served me well. This is why I'm talking about it. Do not go necessarily to SEO conferences to have more visibility and get more clients. Go to developer conferences, go to content marketing conferences, go to UX conferences. These are the people that may or may not be aware how SEO can impact them. How can they work with SEOs to improve their products and solutions? These are the people that are hiring me after we get them interested and make them see why SEO is a solution to their problem. So please, for next year, when you're wondering, okay, what's going on? What are my services? Who am I talking to? How am I getting more leads? Do not neglect the demand generation bit. Things are changing so fast that maybe some of your current clients are not even aware that they need some other services from you. Another bit that is very, very important to help you: send a weekly summary to your clients. It's a great way to generate demand, but also lead generation. So it helps you start the week off right. You're nice. You say hello. You explain what matters to people and what the progress has been. You align priorities with your client. You make invisible work visible. You remind your client this is what you're paying for. This is what you don't have to worry about because I'm here, because we are here. You can keep a record of achievements. So if they're thinking, where can I cut in that marketing budget in 2024? It's not going to be from you. Okay. And you can introduce new concepts, updates, and needs. AKA, oh, have I told you about this one thing? Okay, maybe we should get started doing this. This is a great opportunity to keep things open, keep communication lines open. Clients that are stressed about their budget, whenever you come and say hello to them after not speaking to them properly for a few months, they know what you are after. They know you want the budget. Clients that receive a weekly summary from you expect a weekly summary and are better prepared to actually listen to the things that you have to say. So if you don't make that a habit, please send a weekly summary to your clients. If you are not able to be consistent, aim for once every 2 weeks or once every month, but make that email very good in that case. And if you want to truly prepare for the coming year, you should be looking at turning problems into business opportunities. I am frankly tired of hearing so many people complain about so many things because I look at this going, why aren't you making money off of this problem? If you have this problem, other people have this problem. Everyone is looking for a working solution. Go for it. So, how do you turn problems into money? First, you need to nuance things. So, Ian Lurie is an SEO expert that trains people, and I love the way he approached things. So, this is straight from one of his decks. You need to figure out how nerdy you get, how specific, how deep do you go into what you need to get into. Some clients are willing to pay you to not have problems, they don't care. Some clients pay you because they have done a lot of things on their own and they want to go deeper, get nerdier. Some people need examples, some people need data. This is not always the same mix for clients. This is not always the same mix for services you are going to be offering. Here's an example. Nerdosity level. If you're talking to marketers, medium. Developers, very high. Managers, low. If it's the manager that's helping you sign that contract and that's your direct contact, you know, not too much nerd. Not too many example, a lot of data for managers. If you're working with developers, and I work with developer teams that hire me to come in. Developers need a lot of nerdy details. They need decent amounts of examples so they understand what you're talking about, and they need a decent amount of data. Marketers, nerd level, medium. Examples very high. They need to be able to say, hey, the competition is doing this. We need to do that. And data is important, but it's not always the most important, depending on the type of marketer you're talking to. So you see how we're talking about turning problems into money? You first need to consider how to nuance this offer. Then you need to find your niche. And the benefits of finding a niche is that it drives faster results. You can quickly tell, is there interest for this or not? You can make more money because you're more specialized. Not everybody competes with you. And it's a compound interest. You can really, really hone your skill set, get great referrals because you're complementary to other SEOs who do stuff. So let's talk about BigQuery. Everyone complains about Google Analytics 4. I complain about Google Analytics 4. I still really, really don't like Google Analytics 4. I really, really don't. Everyone dislikes the 1,000 row limit in Google Search Console. Not enough data. So that's a lot of complaining about data. Let's find a solution. The solution, if we want to make money here, is that everyone should be using BigQuery. And that's one of my personal niches. I am building my services around the premise that people do not like data limits, do not like GA4. Let's find another solution. Let's provide another service that can help save time, money, analyze stuff better. You need to find your own niche, please. And here's how you can find your niche. We have a dedicated module for this. We recorded with the SE ranking team a concrete explanation as to how you can identify niches that can make you money. Okay, so if you want to check it out right away, you can take a picture of the QR code. I'll leave a few more seconds. Okay, and we can move on. I see that the link has been shared. Awesome. Thank you very, very much. And we spoke about a niche. Great. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about figuring out not necessarily a niche, but how you can solve a problem and make money, turning problems into money. Let's talk about SEO erosion. So I'm curious in the chat, has anybody really thought about this problem? Has anyone encountered this problem? It's something that many of us encounter. It's something that the first person who actually put it in words that made sense and that were simple was Kevin Indig. SEO erosion is a thing that we see with clients where organic traffic declines over time, but it's not your website's fault. It's not your content's fault. It's because it's a SERP related issue. It's actually the search results that are causing this erosion. Okay, so whenever there is an ongoing problem, such as SEO erosion, there's a few folks in the industry that are going to address it, but not too many. That's the time when you should consider what services you should be providing. That's that sweet spot of there's a few people already in that are pioneers, you're ready to make it popular. Okay, so whenever you will hear SEOs complaining about something, it's time to seek the business opportunity that matches the complaints. Oh, everybody's complaining about this? Well, I have an answer, or I have a method, or I have thought about it, and here's my solution. So, search generative experience. We all fear erosion with this. We have all been told that this is going to be a problem. Time to tackle the problem the way an agency should. Maybe you should be offering SEO erosion analysis or audits. That should be something that you consider. Things are changing in the SEO world. We spoke about this. So this means that maybe your team should be learning new skills and adapting with really big changes in the workflow. So there are some emerging skill sets that you may need to develop or hire for. And this can be prompt engineering. I noticed I have ADHD and I'm really, really good with LLMs, like making requests, crafting prompts. This comes to me naturally. Not everybody is good at this. So, prompt engineering would be one of the emerging skill sets. Data storytelling, SQL, Python, that data, people are willing to pay for it. Those are new skill sets. Not everybody knows how to do SQL. Not everybody knows how to do Python. But the people who do very often bring different solutions that are in demand. And of course, machine learning. You know this. If you want to follow someone who's really good at explaining these things and specialize in that, follow Jess Peck, Peck on LinkedIn to learn a few things about someone working in an agency offering stuff that is tied to machine learning. So, um, I see that somebody made a comment saying, I have a client who is suffering from issues when it comes to organic traffic because of Google Shopping and how competitive the paid space is. I agree. This is why I spoke about SEO erosion. I have some clients, every time Google comes up with the Google Translate box and locates it right above the first result, which is my client, we lose so many clicks. So these are things that you need to offer solutions for. This is how you stay competitive. This is how you stay up to date. And of course, you stay competitive and up to date by leveraging machine learning and AI. Okay. I know, I know. Everybody and their mother has been talking about this. Let's look at it from an agency point of view, not from a technical SEO point of view, not from an expert point of view. Let's talk about AI plus your job. Okay. You need to be navigating this trend because it's a trend. Okay. And AI is highly prioritized in marketing and sales before anything else. At the end of the day, you need to figure out what you use it for. You want to eliminate, streamline, optimize the mundane, time consuming, mind numbing stuff. This nobody wants to do. And there has been a really nice study that goes, hey, marketers wait 5 hours and 36 minutes on average every week trying to improve stuff but failing. You will be failing at some point, but it should not be the hallmark of everything that you try with AI. AI will shift the way content is creating, requiring new approaches and strategies to stand out in the market. Does that mean that you have to become an AI specialist? No. It means that you have to understand how it's impacting the stuff that you do. And that means you will need to develop new approaches and strategies to stand out. New services, new ways to make money in the coming year. Stay sharp and adapt. Being strategic with AI means that you are connecting your intentions with your outcomes. People are always complaining that AI works, but you can't scale it. The key problem with that is not technical. It's because you need to be strategic. It means connecting your intentions to your outcome. That means ensuring that whatever you do, your actions will produce the results you want, not the ones you hope for. Okay. So, as an agency owner, if AI is not helping you do this, then maybe AI is not your solution right away. Or maybe you need to figure out a better workflow to integrate it. So, you start with an intent. I want to accomplish this. Why is that task boring? Why is that task complicated? Why is that task time consuming? That's the diagnosis part. You change or you adapt your approach, which means your actions are going to be different, which means your outcomes are going to align with the intention. There is nothing more heartbreaking than watching someone receive your audit and say thank you and file it away and not use it. If this is happening to you, if clients are telling you thank you for the deliverable and not doing anything with it, you don't even need to think about AI. You need to get back to this slide and also think about how you can improve things. Maybe it's not artificial intelligence that will help you. Okay. So, how do you get started with this? You tackle things by identifying all the areas that are taking up a lot of your time. You lean on the tech systems and tools that are available. because there's smarter people than you out there who thought about these things because they are solving a problem and selling you the solution. And you need to optimize your marketing and sales processes, streamline and automate as much of them as possible. That weekly email, maybe you can have AI help you write it a little bit and then you improve it. Okay. Tagging keywords, figuring out intent. There's quite a few things that you can do with AI. You just need to figure out what's eating your time, what's eating your well being as well. Like, how happy are you doing these tasks? So, quality means complete, usable, and up to date. If you can't do that with AI, if you can't scale it, no go. If you can, there's money to be made. So, you need to figure out what you automate that's boring, but the creativity bit and the insights, that machine can't replace you. So figure out how you can improve things. And here's how you can start improving things without AI. So this is something I love. It's from another SEO called Chris Green, and he developed a best practice engine. So he will use a crawler and then he will have alerts. He will validate if the alert is a real error, then the error gets tagged as a ticket, and then you document the fix to prevent problems. So basically, on the right, you can see here, it says that the system will investigate the issue. So this is a bit that's automated. It will raise the ticket, and then Chris will outline the best practice for the CMS to handle this. And this means that all of a sudden, when he has these steps of like regularly crawling, alerting, validating, raising the ticket, and documenting things, you can refine things, you can save time, you are proactive, you're not reacting to issues, you are being proactive. So for example, this type of setup, it means that you can detect core web vital issues before Google Search Console will raise them. This is the type of thinking we need. And now it's time to talk to Andrew because he's got stuff.
Yeah, I want to talk about stuff that you already mentioned. For example, turning problems into opportunities. 10 years ago, SEO ranking was started out as a rank tracker, in-house rank tracker, because we couldn't find one on the market that fitted our needs, and that's where basically the business came from. Getting back to the current slide, so we didn't want to have a section where we talk about how specifically you can use ChatGPT or other AI tools, and so I did a little survey among the SEO Rankings team and asked them how they actually use and benefit from AI, and we came up with, and they sort of gave me a couple of bullet points. You can see that we have a lot of bullet points from the analytics team, but the gist of it is that the SEO team gets a lot of information, gets a lot of help in research, in understanding different formulas, and fixing them. A lot of idea generation. That not only the SEO team definitely generates idea, because I have not had a writer's block in a while now. I just basically fill in the blank. I asked, like, I know how I want to start a sentence. I know how I want to finish it. I'm missing something in the middle. This is just an excellent way of getting past the creative block. As for the analytics team, you can see that they actually perform a lot of really complex stuff using with SQL, with BigQuery. One of our analysts actually is learning Python right now because he's been using only R programming language before that. A lot of debugging. So you actually, whenever you have a problem of any sort, you just start a conversation with ChatGPT, providing all the error issues, error details, and it will just sort of help you out, whatever data you're trying to pull together. We actually had a meeting last week where we collected a lot of data, analyzed a lot of our web pages, and then gave a scenario to ChatGPT, like what we want to have with these pages, the results, and it gave us a promotion, like a sort of a score of how important each page is with regard to what we're planning, and sort of is giving us a bit of structure of where we want to develop our platform and website in the next half year. As for the country teams, meaning like we have people working with the English market, but we have specific people working for the French market, Spanish market, German market. So yeah, these people also get a lot of help.
Don't stress. I'm
Ask me lots of
telling
questions.
people they should ask you if they have questions because you are the experts at this in-house.
Oh yeah, the expert specifically how we went from just all the getting all the tips that are there exist that are available about ChatGPT, and then actually the ones that we benefit from on a daily basis, the ones that are not just like what ChatGPT promised, like create an article from scratch, done. No, we fill in the blanks more, we get ideas, and then you have to analyze them yourself as a human, obviously, but and still it's a great process. So basically I don't want to dive too much into what we have here because it's all written out basically, but everybody found like a lot of our colleagues even get help with doing homework for their kids for from ChatGPT and other like even Google's Bard, so there are creative assistants in there as well. So it's up to you, but basically what we want to say with this is it's up to you to figure out and how you will benefit from ChatGPT or other AI tools. And this is just us just sharing what actually has worked over the past half year. So it's something that we integrated into our processes to speed up things. And yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about. So if you don't want to do stuff on your own through ChatGPT or other AI tools, we at SEO Ranking have developed a couple of AI-powered tools that, for example, the content editor helps you generate text, but it doesn't only generate text, but it shows you how it's um, optimized in terms of search engines and people. So you know exactly how many words have to be in their images so that it's readable, uh, how the keyword density. So there's a lot of stuff that we go in there, and it's all analyzes the real time data from your actual competitors. And we have a similar tool for optimizing existing pages and for creating pages from scratch. So these are the on-page SEO checker and the SERP analyzer. And we've already Myriam has touched on SEO erosion. So this is one of the tools that you can go to see what has changed. So you just yeah, you can actually not only create existing pages, you can actually insert one of your pages in there. Sorry, you let me go back. With the SERP analysis, you don't only you besides creating pages from scratch, you can throw in a page in there and see what suggestions we provided there by analyzing your current competitors. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. The local marketing tool also, the AI works there when we analyze reviews. So we provide you with insights how you can respond to customer reviews and grow your, well, not but sort of improve your business by the system just points out what people are talking about most. If this is a negative comment, if it's a positive comment, so you can benefit a lot from the AI in the local marketing tool for your brick and mortar store. And the last one is it's still a closed beta, but it's coming soon. We will have an SG overview that allows you to see what exactly will come up in Google for a certain query. It will show you the SG and the classic SERP that existed. So be sure to check it out. And I'm gonna continue listening to Myriam, but this is very interesting. I just wanted to pop in just to show you what we do at SE Ranking in terms of AI, how we benefit from it.
So it's one of the things that I found really, really interesting, and this is why I'm collaborating with the SE ranking team. It's that they are thinking the way you are thinking as an agency owner. Hey, there's a problem here in the industry. Let's see how we can fix it. So do not hesitate to play around with this because it should save you some time. And if you're not sure how to approach this, here's a basic approach. You figure out, you understand the internal and external environment. Where are these problems happening? Is it a team problem? Is it a client problem? Is it a client industry problem? Is it an SEO industry problem? Internal, external. Map it out. Figure out what framework works for you, a shared mental model and vocabulary that your team can rely on. So, what do we mean when we say prompt? What do we mean when we say automate? And then you practice. You need to fine tune, refine things for them to work. Okay. It's kind of like getting your recipe where somebody in your family goes, oh, just a pinch of this and a dash of that. And you're like, no, this needs to be listed. Otherwise, I can't make the thing by myself. So you need to practice. Here's how you should approach AI: observe, develop a framework, refine. The end. Now, let's get to the crunchy parts. Let's get to the stuff that is scaring quite a few agency owners because, yes, we do gossip about this. How do you rethink your offer and deliverables to future proof your revenues? This is important. This keeps you safe. This keeps you operating. So you will talk to a client and pitch them. And you'll talk about branding, opportunity gaps, data analysis, and all of this. This is what you tell the client. This is what the client hears. Oh, this is going to cost a lot. Oh, that's going to take a lot of effort. Oh, this is going to be annoying. So be careful. What you say is not necessarily what clients hear. You should be asking some key questions. So I'm not alone in thinking about these things. There's a fellow Hungarian. So I'm half French, half Hungarian. So Petra Kisherszeg has some really good advice for you. Figure out if the internal politics in your client's company are going to hurt your SEO budget. And this is important because if you know that internally it's going to be hard to spend the budget, get people to do things, get the money, you adapt your deliverables. You need to figure out how much budget is available and who controls it. This is very, very important. The person you talk to may be the one that helps you sign the contract, but they may not be the one that control the purse strings. Okay? What teams will be involved in the SEO campaign? Because one of the things that I like to ask clients is, within each team, have you worked with an SEO before? Did you love to hate it or hate to love it? So that gets them laughing, but I do get answers and I get a feel for this. What are the short and long-term objectives? Because you do not want a client that is stressing you out within week 1 of starting to work with them because they have really, really short-term objectives. They don't care about the long term. And how do they work? Do they have sprints? Do they have a content publishing calendar? What do you need to align to? What are their workflows? Otherwise, you're not going to have success. Okay, so this is very, very important to keep in mind that SEO is good, but it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens with other people that have other priorities. Okay, so I see that there's a question in there saying, in the context of evolving SEO practices, how important is it for agencies to develop and adhere to standardized SEO operating procedures? And what should these ideally encompass? I love this question. Why? Because I'm a trainer. I train marketing departments in house, client side, and I train agencies. And one of the things that you have to keep in mind, and that's your reality as an agency owner, there's going to be churn. People are going to come in as juniors and they're going to leave as intermediate or seniors. The average time is what, 1 year, 1.5 years as a specialist, and then you move on. So you should have standardized SEO operating procedures because your clients want consistency. And one of the key complaints is, well, I don't know who I'm talking to, and it always changes, and I don't even know what we're doing. So this is something that clients complain about a lot. I should know because this is one of my advantages. Within my company, you will be handled by 2 people and 2 people only. That's how we operate. So each client knows, hey, I'm either going to be talking to Myriam or Augustin, or if we work with a third party, we'll let them know, but the relationship is with us. We maintain that consistency and that stability. We have standardized SEO operating procedures to make sure that if somebody leaves, the quality remains. So this is very important. Doesn't mean that you should be doing what every other big agency is talking about at conferences, Anthony. Absolutely not. No, this a best practice becomes a business rule when it makes sense within your company. Otherwise, it's someone else's best practice, you ignore it. Okay, so now that you asked the proper questions, what can you change? You can change the process, you can change the outcomes, or you can change the approach. The process is you trying to improve the thing. So you streamline and prioritize certain tasks. You can upgrade your tools, save yourself some time. You can identify opportunities for automation. We just spoke about that. You can also improve the outcomes. So you can improve client outcomes. So at the end of the day, you could be reworking your deliverables. You want to tailor it to your target audience. So one of the things that I do that is different, and I started this about 1.5 years ago, I offer video audits that are 30 minutes to 45 minutes to specific clients. And it's not just SEO, it's me auditing their website, and I'm not guaranteeing that they will get a specific thing. I tell them, hey, I'm an expert, I have 15 years of experience. let me distill this for you, save you time. You can show it to developers, you can show it to your boss. Here is the video. And I've noticed that quite a few people have been hiring me for these, not for SEO purposes, but to justify that there needs to be a migration, to justify that there should be a new website, to justify that content should be improved. So you'll figure out that once you tailor your deliverables to your target audience, you could be making a lot more money doing sometimes less work or being less bored. So this is important. You can also change your approach. So you can change your strategy. You can change about you can change the way you think about things. And this will have an impact on the outcome and the process. Okay? So this approach helps you evolve with the challenges and opportunities in the industry. So I see that there's a question. How can agencies prepare for and adapt to the ongoing broad core updates by Google, especially in terms of content quality and long-term SEO strategies? I have something for you. So, content quality. Get closer to the content team within your client. If they don't have one, then you become the content team, meaning that you integrate other elements beyond SEO to your content and you charge the premium that comes for it because you do two jobs in one. Okay. Another element is that branding companies are working with SEOs more and more closely. So I have changed my approach regarding this, and there are certain companies where I tell them, don't even bother with heavy duty content based on your industry and your maturity. Right now, you actually need to be working on your brand because if you don't have that trust, it's not going to happen. So you need to figure out, okay, where is Google going with this? Are they getting sued because the quality is bad? How do you prove it's good quality? Good branding, solid expertise. How do I adapt my services for that? And that means designing offers that attract the right clients because Google is updating things, but maybe your clients are not updating themselves and keep expecting things that are no longer realistic. So if you have a client saying, I want to be number one in the results, you know there's going to be a lot of demand generation here and education because this is not happening anymore. So you need to figure out what others don't do. What does it mean? It means that premium clients will pay a premium price point for a premium experience. Nobody is willing to pay a premium price for a greasy spoon. Nobody. Okay? They all want premium that comes with it. So there's a link between the niche or the niches that you have and your offer. Who you cater to and what you offer and what you deliver, those are the three differentiating factors. So I would say, and this is slice of life that is not planned here, but just answering to Jakub, what I would do is question myself, okay, I know that in certain areas I operate in, SEO agency owners are very cocky, are men who speak very loud, very strict. I tend to be smiley. I tend to make jokes. I know my stuff, but I don't look like them. I'm the alternative. That works. Sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes it's not. So you need to figure this out. You need to figure out where the others are failing. Is it client onboarding, deliverables, result experience? Figure it out. Strategies for SEOs that want to offer good solutions, future-proof solutions, solutions that clients want to pay for. First and foremost, this is strange. I'm offering you strategies and we start talking about luck. Well, I'm a bit fed up when people say, oh, Myriam got lucky. No, I didn't. Okay. So you need to get lucky the way Sean Wang explains it. There are four kinds of luck. You can be actively seeking luck, you can be passively seeking luck. So it can be an accidental thing that has been offered to you. You can actively seek it, you can really attract it, or you can be prepared for it when it comes. Luck is not one thing, it's a spectrum. So this means that you have to do specific things to get lucky. And I will let you look into what that means for you. I know that the reason why I'm here today talking to you is because I've been talking about SEO cash flow issues with my friend Olga for almost a year now, doing podcasts explaining all the stuff that people are too afraid to talk about. And this is a type of luck. I've attracted the opportunity to actually teach you about this. So figure out, is it the fact that you do great articles? Is it that you're great at connecting with anyone in a room? Is it the fact that you do conferences? Is it the fact that clients recommend you? Figure out where your area of luck is and go with it. Don't give up, keep working at it. It will happen. Remember, you can be active or passive about this. So if you are ready to, give yourself the opportunity to be lucky, to actually have people know that you exist and contact you for the stuff, then we have the next problem in 2024. Pricing. Pricing is tough. Pricing is a huge issue because you don't know what your price point is. A lot of people nowadays are complaining, a lot of agency owners are complaining, saying, well, they really liked our offer, but the budget was not there. The gap was too much. Figure out what your price point is and create a matching client offer and experience to go with it. And if nobody's willing to take this, then you need to start over again. I'm not going to talk to you about being too expensive. You can figure this out. The market will tell you. Now, signs that you may be underpriced are important though. If you are busy and burnt out, it's a sign that you need to reevaluate things. So it's either your expertise and what you sell or how you sell. I was complaining to a friend of mine about this, and what he answered was, well, maybe it's time to increase your hourly wage. Maybe it's time to increase your prices. If you price things hoping that your client will see the quality of the first deliverable and then hire you for more, it's not going to happen. Okay? And even if it does, they will keep expecting you to make magic happen with very few hours. So be very, very careful. And if you're too cheap, you're going to attract the clients that are annoying. The clients that do not necessarily respect you or your expertise because they think it's cheap. So if you have a client asking you, what's the difference between me paying for SE ranking and me paying for you? Is it really your client? Are you going to invest all this time explaining to them why you're worth it? No. Maybe this question is coming from the fact that your pricing seems a little off. So this is very important, and it's something that I refer to as the price of a Louis Vuitton bag. If I tell you that I'm going to sell you a vintage Louis Vuitton bag for $50, you're thinking it fell off the truck, you're thinking it's fake, or you're thinking I stole it. That's what I mean by pricing is tough. If you're too cheap, people will be wondering what's wrong with you or where you are going to fail them. So pricing is tough. Make time to figure it out. You also should be considering something else, your total addressable market. What is that? It's the market demand for a product or a service. And this is important because over time, you will notice that your niches will change. It's not always easy to navigate once you have tapped out of things. Having a really specific niche to start can help you make those initial waves. And then when you have a bigger niche, it's actually really hard to reach people. Let me explain. So, this is Jess Joyce, and Jess Joyce has been operating as an SEO for 15 years, specialized in software as a service clients. Okay? B2B, software as a service, very niche. Recently, Jess has been sharing her knowledge on social media and has exploded. And of course, Google was really nice and went, you know what? You're going to be the person that people see when we Google SEO consultant Canada. So now she's getting all of these leads for her agency and people contacting her. But remember, her niche used to be very specific, and now there's a whole bunch of people that are looking for her, and she has a new problem. Her total addressable market has grown, but then the amount of time she spends vetting the new leads and figuring out who's a good fit for her or not has increased, and it's really tiring. And then all of a sudden, the conversion rate is lower. So you have to keep in mind, what is your total addressable market and how do you navigate it? Is it too small? Is it too big? You need to figure it out. Her specialty, as I said, B2B SEO. She became a social media darling. Boom! All of these new leads. But the problem is that all of these new leads are not necessarily new clients. So there's signal versus noise. Jess has opened her niche, but the problem is that with more leads, the closing rates are not the same. So you need to figure out, do I add multiple niches or do I really open my total addressable market? I don't have a solution for you. You have to figure this out. And if you're looking at me going, okay, that's really cute, but I need cash. I need money. Got you. Remind people how they can work with you. No, for real. Tell them what you do. Tell them how you do it and why you do it. I have a few clients of mine that I haven't spoken to in 2 years. You can bet that this year they're getting a postcard and I'm telling them the new stuff that I'm doing because it's been a while. Re-engage your old clients and customers. It costs less and they should be happy to hear from you. Hey, we haven't worked together in 3 years. Maybe it's time for an audit. How's your SEO going? You could give a few examples. I had a client of mine who put a part of their website, actually not all of it, in no index. You can bet that I came back re-engaging them. Or you can offer a masterclass for folks who want to level up. Something unique about a topic that everyone wants to know more about. So for example, hey agency owners, do you need me to train your team to use BigQuery? Because I am offering classes for BigQuery SEO analysis. Like you go in, I know someone else is learning SQL here. You start having fun, you save some time. Great, awesome, cool. What else do I do? Well, recently I had someone reach out to me going, hey, I need SEO classes just for crochet companies. Just people who do crochet all day, but make a lot of money off of it. Watch me go. This is a very interesting thing for me. So, what masterclass could you be offering? And masterclasses are a great way to get people to pay for this, or once again, to do demand generation by explaining what you do. Are there other things that you should be considering? Yes, please. This year, 2024, is the year you're coming out with a good case study. And the problem with the case study is that most people do it wrong. The customer is the hero, not you. Okay? You are the Yoda. You're showing how you help the hero make it through. You need to use these to help you open potential conversations or close potential leads. You need to show how you are fixing problems and how you're doing it in a way that screams, we should be working together. We're the perfect fit for you. So please review these case studies in a way that makes sense for other potential clients who can go, hey, they did it for someone else. We can do it too with them. So let's recap. You should be adapting to change. Learn to pivot towards sustainable SEO services. Okay, there's money to be made in fixing people's problems. AI is not the silver bullet you think it is, but it can really save you some time. So it's not going to fix everything. It's just going to improve your workflows. And you need to rethink your offer in ways that make sense to you and to your target customers. You really need to be aligning these two things. I hope that this has been useful to you. And as I said, we have a little bonus. So it's not for everyone here, it's for whomever is the fastest. So the first 9 people that want to pick my brain, you can schedule a consultation here, okay? So I will be spending 15 minutes talking with you, real talk, like real agency owner talk, to help you overcome some obstacles, hopefully. Because there's some stuff, sometimes you don't know who to talk to about this. Probably that person, and I will not be charging. Or if you have money to burn and you need more than 15 minutes, you could also hire me. I've been helping agencies level up because, hey, some of them have lost their entire SEO team in a month because once someone quits, everyone else tends to quit. Because the clients have changed. Ooh, those budgets. Oh, but wait, we have a new type of industry coming. What do we do? Or because the services that you need have changed. I've been there, I've done that. Now it's time that I help you do it. So I sincerely hope this has been useful for you. And if you have some questions, do not hesitate to comment.
This has been very interesting and very like I love the dynamic that the energy that you're giving up, but obviously the insights that you provide are very There's a lot to unpack, and we can talk about any topic for I feel like an hour at least. So yeah, well, we're running out of time, and I want to actually push this opportunity to. Oh, okay, right. We have one more question. We're going to take one more question, but all the other ones, try to take advantage of the opportunity that Myriam provides you with to have a 15-minute talk. So, well, obviously it's not too much time, but try to come up with the right problem that you want to that you need help with. The question that we have from Raymond is, how should agencies uh, adjust their content strategies to align with Google's new experience in the EEAT criteria, particularly for content requiring expert insight or real life experience?
So I actually have an answer. It really depends on the agency. Of course, we all have different structures. However, if you're working with a client, as I do, that is more like, let's say you have a B2B company that is specialized in machine learning. You need to actually adjust your content strategy and tell your client, I'm going to be scheduling interviews with internal experts to help me get this done. I cannot do the work without them. Or sometimes I will even set up forms like Google Forms that the in house experts can fill out, going, these are the hot topics that clients ask us about, and this is what I have to say about them. Another element that you could consider is, hey, maybe we're going to do this differently. Maybe we are going to align ourselves with more of a branding service or work with a branding agency to say, hey, we can actually reach out to influencers in the space that are recognized as experts and have them collaborate on some stuff that we're going to be pushing for PR as well. Or the old school one that everyone does is help a B2B writer or help a reporter out, develop your little roster, your little communication network with journalists. So that way you can actually be the expert. It really depends how you do it. I'm just letting you know. Okay. And yes, yes, of course it depends. It's the true answer, Raymond. But no joke, figure out what works for you. Are you more on the branding end? Do you put like a branding spin to it, going, your expertise needs to be recognized, here's how we can help you? Or do you have clients that already have experts in house, but the workflow is missing, and then you create that?
Great, great. So yeah, I'm basically gonna close off. And want to remind you of the opportunity to have the first quickest 9 of you have the opportunity for a 15-minute talk. And I want to say, like, if you have not tried SEO ranking yet, we are giving out a 30-day free trial. So if you start register right now, you will have your email, the registered email for this webinar will get 30 days of free access to SEO rankings tools. We also have an agency pack. So this is the bonus that I was talking about besides the nine of you who have the opportunity to talk with Myriam for 15 minutes. We are giving access for 30 days to the agency pack, which includes unlimited SEO reporting, scheduled reporting. You have the opportunity to customize SEO ranking to your corporate identity and present it as your own development with the white label feature. You also have the opportunity to add a lot of clients and managers from your team to SEO ranking, and they have various levels of access in there through user seats. You can create, yeah, like the minimum is I think it's 10, but you can, purchase additional user seats, and the lead generator. So you just place something on your homepage, and we'll go in exchange for a free audit of a web page. You can sort of start a conversation with a potential lead and get them to convert into clients. So this is something that we are giving out, and hoping it will help you advance your agency's agenda and get more clients and grow. So basically everything that agencies want. Let me see if, yeah, and we also have a community on Facebook that you're welcome to join, where you can just discuss anything and everything about SEO, about SEO ranking, and not only our team members, but your peers are in there as well. So maybe you have an issue that somebody has already gone through. You're welcome to talk about anything in there. And also, we have a Do Follow podcast. No, hold on. Yeah, there's a Do Follow podcast. We put out an episode once a month, where we have talks with different SEOs, digital marketers, about different hot topics. So you're welcome to check that out, because we have cover additional topics in there besides the webinars that we have. So be sure to have that lesson, pop it into your car on your way to work, on your commute, whatever. So just looking forward to seeing you there. And yeah, I want to give an additional thank you to Myriam for this wonderful, insightful event. And just once again, I was feeling a bit like uh, not as if my energy is down, but like I feel so excited about everything after this, and I'm just looking forward to like just thinking about every aspect. It's how are you unique? How can you make things better? What is the problem that you need to solve? The pricing, like I mean, there's so many
Well,
things.
Andrew, I have the answer for that. So maybe you should be following the course too. And I want to hear from you and your team, like how you optimize things. Like, I want to know more. But from the people also in this webinar, like, do not hesitate to hit me up on LinkedIn going, this is my new service for my agency now.
Yeah, because we're ready to share ideas as long. So yeah, just benefit from however we can from this. And besides reaching out to Myriam, we also have a lot of educational stuff on SEO ranking, and you're welcome to reach out to us on live chat if you have any specific issues. Yeah, so let's keep the conversation going, be it via Myriam's offer, or you can reach out to us, and we're hoping that you will take advantage of the 30-day special offer for the agency pack, and you will see how it can benefit your business. So yeah, just I want to thank you everybody for taking the time out of your busy days to be here with us. I want to thank Myriam for also doing this with us, and we hope that this is not the first time we're having a conversation like this, because obviously we had the course, we have this. Looking forward to a podcast episode with you to take things to continue the conversation even further in this regard. So I want to wish everybody a great continuation of your day, and here's to higher rankings. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very